at KwaMashu, north of Durban, are being given the opportunity to steer South Africa forward. The United States Consulate has launched a program called Generation Next that is aimed at creating young, local leaders. The project aimed to equip about 70 young people with practical skills. Now, for more on this project, we now joined from our Durban studio by the U.S. Consulate Public Affairs Officer Mark Carr, as well as Generation Next spokesperson Nonkululeko Shlongwane. A very good morning to both of you and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Mark, let's start off with you. Tell us about the main aim of the program, Generation Next.
Generation Next is a youth council that we've been working with at the United States Consulate for about 2 years now. And it started when I first came to Durban to begin my assignment here. We collected a group of local youth and we gave them a platform, and instead of having a top-down attitude where we sort of told them what types of projects we wanted them to do, we said, take this platform and come back to us with what you think is most useful for the youth of the area. And Generation Next has come to us with a number of ideas. They've done career fairs, they've done sessions on anti-drug abuse for young people, and the most recent idea they came to us with was a youth leadership training program. And we were very impressed with the concept, so we're happy to support them.
A youth leadership program, so what does it intend to do?
Well, the youth leadership program that they presented to us is called I CAN, and it's focusing on youth from 3 townships in the Durban area. And the goal is to help them develop youth identity and also focus on practical skills as leaders in the community. But I'm sure that my colleague from Generation Next can give you more details on how the program works.
Now that's exactly it, Nonkululeko. As the Generation Next member and spokesperson, how are you planning to highlight opportunities for young people, especially young women, to play a meaningful role in the economic development in South Africa in your particular area?
Thank you again for having me. The one thing that we do believe in Generation Next is that young people are unable to tap into opportunities within a country that they haven't taken ownership of. So how the program is structured is, one, to capacitate them, giving them information of how they navigate local government, giving them information of how they are able to come up with new solutions for all problems, looking at innovation, giving them tools such as project planning. How are you able to conceptualize an idea and put it in paper, and how are you able to pitch it to people in order for them to buy into the vision? So the one thing that we're very passionate about is that young people need to be able to own their own voice, but more so than owning it, to be able to articulate it. So that is just how the program is structured. We did our first module on Saturday with a group of 25 very passionate young people in KwaMashu, and young girls who have so many amazing ideas that they want to actualize within their communities. And the feedback was amazing. Just some of the ideas in terms of business, some of the ideas they have around politics, some of the ideas that they have around the educational system, and just their input within their societies and some of the problems that they face is incredible. But what's most important is that they're willing to come up with the solutions that are necessary for those problems and are able to contribute within those sectors.
Now that sounds absolutely fantastic, but in my introduction I said it's only for about 70 young people to engage them, to give them those practical skills. Is that all that you can manage?
It's divided up into 4 modules and 2 different intakes. So the overall amount is 75 young women. But this is the pilot, which is being piloted in KwaMashu. And we definitely have plans on expanding outside of KwaMashu, looking at the greater KZN, and hopefully creating a model that can be adopted in other provinces as well.
Mm-hmm. So run me through some of the benefits of being a Generation X member.
Oh my goodness, there are so many. One of them, I think the most amazing one, is the network and the company that you keep. Generation Next consists of an amalgamation of youth organizations that are passionate about driving change and who have expertise in different fields. So you have people who have expertise in the educational sector. We have people who are focused on fitness. We have people who are focused on creating employment and who look at entrepreneurship. So it's definitely being able to know that within the different communities we're in, if we want to run something, you have a network of people who are willing to assist you. And just the support that we receive within the U.S. Consulate in terms of the programs that we initiate and we propose to them is amazing as well. They always have our back in terms of just mobilizing people and connecting us to key stakeholders who help us elevate whatever we do to the next level, and who essentially make us reach a greater number of people as well.
Now, Mark, you heard there Nonkululeko talked about expansion. Now, as the U.S. Consulate, are you willing to take that further with them across the country? Because it is a wonderful program, as she indicated.
Yes, we're very interested in working with youth. We see it as a very important part of all of our programming. And there are actually Generation Next groups associated with our consulate in Johannesburg and the consulate in Cape Town. So we're always trying to pilot new things. And we realize, of course, that we can't serve all the youth in the country. But the idea is to create a momentum that other people can look at and follow as an example. And just to say, since this is Women's Month in South Africa, I think having Nonkululeko on today is an example of a woman leader who's giving a role model to other young girls is particularly important. And just to give one example, we're very focused on health programming here in KwaZulu-Natal because unfortunately it's the epicenter of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. So by having young girls become leaders, I think it's been said that the best public health program is ambition. So if we get young people, especially young girls, looking forward to their careers, to their education, then they're much more likely to have healthy futures.
Yes. Now, Nonkululeko, the program for these young women, is it for free or how do you fund it?
It's completely for free. We are funded by the U.S. Consulate. So all the criteria is we look for young people who are passionate about driving change. In terms of the expenses and the material that they receive, it's completely on us.
Wonderful. Now, for those who want to get involved in the program, or do you source these people yourself, or can young people contact you and find out more about Generation Next?
They definitely can contact us, and the more the merrier. One way in which they're able to reach us is on our Facebook page, and that is Generation Next KZN with the dash Durban. That is Generation Next KZN Durban. They can also reach us on the U.S. Consulate website that Mark will be able to share with us.
That I will share with you, yes.
Yes, share with us, Mark.
The U.S. Embassy website. The U.S. Embassy website is za.usembassy.gov, so za.usembassy.gov. And if you go to that, you'll find contact information not only for the Durban Consulate, but for our consulates in Johannesburg and Cape Town. And there are pictures and stories about all of the programs that we're doing in partnership with our South African friends.
Well, until next time, let's say goodbye to you guys and thank you so much for joining us and good luck with the program.
Thank you, Elvis.
Well, there you have it, two wonderful people there from the U.S.